What is up? Colby Sharp, 5th grade teacher in Michigan. Welcome to my channel. We're trying to help kids fall in love with reading. I'm so excited to be talking to you today about how I spent $200 on my classroom library. This year we had like an extra $200 from our principal to use on whatever we wanted: pencil sharpener, crayons, construction paper, chair, whatever we wanted. I thought about buying a new electric pencil sharpener, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't spend the money on anything other than books. Maybe our pencils will be a little more dull. Maybe it'll ruin even the Ticonderoga pencils. But we're going to have all the books we can possibly have in our classroom. If you are interested in helping kids find awesome books to read, how we buy, select, and pick, choose books for our classroom library, if you want to just be around someone who loves talking about books, please consider subscribing to my channel. We're going to get things started right here. First up, have you seen these history comics? So I accidentally bought 2 of these. So we got this Rosa Parks and Claudette Colvin Civil Rights Heroes. So my kids are super fascinated by both of these powerful, amazing, important women. And when I found out that Tracy Baptiste has written, Shauna Grant illustrated, this graphic novel about them, yes please, had to get that. And then when I was looking at this, I saw that they had one on the Challenger disaster. So I thought, hey, let's get a couple books in this series, see if the kids like it. There's other books in the series that maybe I'll get if they're digging these, but so excited. I bought all of these books from Bookalicious. I'll put a link down in the description to their site. I am part of their affiliate program. So if you use my code Colby Sharp, you'll receive 20% off. So this $200 worth of books is really like $240, $250 worth of books. It's even cheaper than Amazon. So consider using that if you are needing to buy them online, or you go to your local independent bookstore. Either way works. But just wanted to give you that little code. I do get a little kickback for that. So Colby Sharp, Bookalicious, save yourself 20% in free shipping. Chunky, one of my favorite graphic novels from, I think, 2022, 2021, I don't remember, but I love this book. It's hilarious. It's by Yehudi Mercado. This boy just doesn't want to play sports, but his parents are like really want him to play sports. He wants to be like a stand-up Saturday Night Live comedian, and he tries all these sports. He's got this Chunky, like this little imaginary friend creature who helps him out. He's like the worst at it. He just wants to be himself. He gives it the old college try, but it just doesn't work out. It's phenomenal. And I have the second one, Chunky Goes to Camp, I think, but somehow my first copy went missing. So I had to get this one. I had to get Chunky. It's just a must-have in any 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade classroom library. Chunky. If you haven't read it, check it out. It's phenomenal. Next up, The Magician's Elephant. I got all kinds of K.D. Camilla books in my classroom library, but for some reason, somehow, I don't have The Magician's Elephant. Isn't that a travesty? And with there being a new, I think it's Netflix movie on The Magician's Elephant, I know kids are going to be watching that, so I'll be able to get them. Sorry, that's my cat. Uh-oh. Are we all good now? So, yay, we're making a video here. We're talking books. Magician's Elephant. Excited. One thing that I do, I have in like 3 different places. I have it in my notebook that I keep in my pocket. I have an app, note in my phone, and I have it in like my conferring notes. I have like a section where it's books we need in the classroom. No matter what that means, no matter where I am, I can always add to the list. Well, a kid recently had told me that we didn't have Lunch Lady 8. Thank goodness it was 8. I was worried I ordered the wrong one. We didn't have Lunch Lady 8, so I was able to remember that when I went to order the books because I had written it down. Same thing with Amulet number 5. These are 2 very popular series, and I was missing one, which is super annoying, especially in the Amulet series where you do need to, it does help to read them in order. Or if you love Lunch Lady and you just can't get book 8. And you want to read Picture Day Peril. So we're completing series. That's one thing I always try to do when I'm making a book order, is I always try to make sure that I'm adding books that they want, that they are already hooked on the series or an author, and then making sure that we're getting those books to complete those series so they can continue reading. There's nothing worse when you're a reader and you're so into a series and the teacher or the librarian or the library or home, you don't have the book that you're wanting to read. So I made sure we took care of that. Speaking of which, I had Dynamite 3, but I didn't have Dynamite 1 and Dynamite 2. Now we have the set. I have a reader, actually the same reader who's loving the Chunky series, who loves these books, but we only had the 3rd one, so I'm so excited to bring these into the classroom. I haven't read it. Maybe you've read Dynamite and you know if it's any good. Another situation where we're trying to complete an author set. Alan Gratz might be the most popular author in my classroom, not named Dave Pilkey this year. Right now he's actually the most popular author, Alan is. So we didn't have Allies, we didn't have Grenade. Now we have, I think, all of his books. So isn't that pretty? Great branding, Scholastic. You done good there. You done Alan well. All right, the new Hilo book, Hilo 9, just came out. Gina and the Last City on Earth. A bunch of kids have been waiting for this since they finished the first 8 books. This one just came out a couple of weeks ago. Now we can add it to the classroom library. I can make those readers happy. And then the Wings of Fire. I only had a couple of the graphic novels, and I needed to make sure I had all of them. So this is 1 through 3. This is 5 and 6. I somehow have 2 copies of 4. Isn't that weird how that works out sometimes? So now I have all of the Wings of Fire. This is the most I've ever had kids reading Wings of Fire. And it's not just the graphic novel. A lot of it is a traditional prose chapter book. So that's really exciting. And then finally, the last book that we purchased, All Rise, the story of Justice Jackson. Carol Boston Weatherford, when she writes nonfiction, you buy it. And when she writes it about such an important, timely, historical figure that it's an amazing human being, you want to read it. So Ashley Evans illustrated this. So I'm really excited to share this. And this order was placed during Women's History Month. So that should be a great one to read and share with kids. You can see a lot of what we're doing at this point in the school year is building on what the kids are already loving, helping them be able to read the series that they love and that they want to read and that they're into. Make sure we can complete that. I have a little bit more money that I'll be using with about 7 or 8 weeks left in the school year, where I might try some different things, might try to push them in some different directions, give them some things to kind of expand their horizons as readers. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. I hope you're finding great books to add to your classroom library. Don't forget that Colby Sharp Bookalicious code. Save 20% free shipping. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. Hope you have an awesome, fantastic day.